Okay, our next step is to tighten up the handlebars. You receive this bolt with the nut and spacer in your storage trunk. This secures the handlebars onto the stem of the forks. So we're going to put that bolt right inside the hole here. You'll need to make sure that the front tire is straight and the handlebars are also straight. Once you do that, the bolt will just slide right on through here, like so. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put the, we got the bolt in here, we're going to put the spacer on it. You'll see the spacer here has a cutout on one side and it's flat on the other. The flat side faces out. The curved part fits the contour of the handlebar here. And you can feel it when it's located properly. Then we're going to go ahead and put the nut on. You want to make sure you don't pinch any of the cable or wiring when you install this. Okay, we need to tighten this up, and when we do that, you need a metric socket set to do this. You need a 13 millimeter for the bolt head, and the nut is a 14 millimeter. So we're going to use a socket and a wrench. We're going to use the wrench to hold the nut in place, and the ratchet here to tighten it up. You want to make sure that's nice and tight. Okay, before we put the cover on here on the back of the leg shield, we want to make sure that everything's working. We got the battery hooked up, we got the handlebars tight. So what we want to do now is just turn the ignition switch on and check the turn signals, make sure that they're working properly. And also the brake light and the horn. Okay, so we got everything working here. Our next step is going to be to install the panel cover over the inner leg shield here. In your trunk, you'll find a bag with this hardware in it. This is the hardware that you need to install the cover onto the inner leg shield here. You'll see these speed nuts here. These simply just fit onto the tabs here. And if you look closely at these, they look different on one side than the other. The side with the large hole faces out, and this side with the smaller cutout faces in. That's where the screw threads into. Okay, we're going to go ahead and install the speed nuts. You should have a total of 6 of these, starting from the bottom here. One, we put this one on, that's 2. That's 3, here's 4. 5. And 6. We've got all the speed nuts in place. Now we're going to go ahead and install the inner cover here. On the bottom of the cover, you're going to see that there's 2 tabs here. These correspond with the slots cut into the plastic panel here. So after you tighten everything, make sure that those were located properly. Okay, the tab's in place. We're going to go ahead and put in our first screw here. You want to make them just finger tight for now. Okay, we've got all 6 screws in place. We're going to just go ahead and tighten these up. When you tighten these, you want to be careful. You make it tight, but not too tight to where you crack the plastic. So you'll feel it when it gets snug. I want to turn just a little bit past there, and that's it. Like, again, too tight, you'll crack the plastic, and that's not going to be covered under any kind of warranty, so you want to be real careful when you do that. We've got the back panel in place here. Tabs are located properly. All the screws are tight. Now you still have 2 screws remaining. You have these 2 black colored screws. These go in from the front side of the bike. So we're going to go ahead and install those next. Okay, our first black screw is going to go right inside of the panel here. You'll see there's a recess for it. And again, you want to make these tight, but not so tight that you crack the plastic. So be very careful when you tighten these. Okay, now we're going to turn the handlebar the other way, do the same thing on the other side.